My Treatises Part 1. Holy is God, who has determined that he shall be known, and who is known by his own to whom he reveals himself. Thoth said, in the great beginning, there grew the first cause that brought into being all that exists. Also, these are the primordial principles, the first sources, of all things. Everything is in them, or by them, or comes forth from them. The Spirit governs and gives life to all that is in the world. It is an instrument employed by the will of the sovereign God. Thus we ought to comprehend, by intelligence alone, the supreme intelligible called God. By him is directed that secondary sensible God, who contains all spaces, all substances, the matter of all that engenders and produces, in a word, all that is. The Lord and author of all things, whom we call God, brought forth a second God, visible and sensible. I describe him like that, not because he himself has sensibility, for this is not the place to treat such a question, but because he is perceptible to the senses. It is the Milky Way that is the second God, having then produced this unique being who holds the first rank among creatures and the second after himself. He found his offspring beautiful and filled with all manner of good, and he loved it as his own child. He willed then, that another should be able to contemplate this being so great and so perfect whom he had drawn forth from himself, and to this end he created man, endowed with reason and intelligence. The second God, the Milky Way, produced our cosmos, our solar system. It becomes part of the second God. For you must deem the cosmos a second God, Asclepius, a God who governs all living things, both those which have souls and those which are soulless. It is God then that everlastingly governs all the sources of life in the cosmos. He is the eternal dispenser of life itself. But when life has once been dispensed to all the sources of life, the supply of it is maintained in accordance with eternal law, and the manner of its maintenance I will proceed to explain. The Sun now is in charge of our whole solar system and is in charge of passing on life to us. It is now the source that God uses to pass life to everything. We cannot live without that source. And the cosmos is itself the dispenser of life to all things in it here below, and the place in which are contained all things which are subject to control beneath the sun. The movement is of the cosmos itself consists of a twofold working. Life is infused into the cosmos from without by eternity, and the cosmos infuses life into all things that are within it, distributing all things according to fixed and determined relations of number and time, by the operation of the sun and the movements of the stars. By such means man is united to the divine intelligence, aspiring towards. He is delivered from the mortal part of his nature, and conceives the hope of everlasting life. What should we look for to find his throne? Understand this, O man, listen to the voice of wisdom, listen to the voice of light. Mysteries there are in the cosmos that unveiled fill the world with their light. The voice of light. Once said they to me, O man, would you gain wisdom? Seek for it in the heart of the flame. Would you gain knowledge of power? You seek for it in the heart of the flame. Would you be one with the heart of the flame? What then is the heart of the flame? Here is the way to enter the light. Know you, the soul must be cleansed of its darkness, before you may enter the portals of light. When you enter the portal of light, this is what you will see. Mighty beyond words is the flame of the cosmic, hanging in planes, unknown to man, mighty and balanced, moving in order, music of harmonies, far beyond man. Listen again to his words, listen, O man. Take of my wisdom. Learn of the deep hidden mysteries of space. Thought that grew in the abyss, bringing order and harmony in space. Where is that thought that grew in space? Here is your clue. Then from the midst of the fire came a voice, behold the glory of the first cause. I beheld that light, high above all darkness, reflected in my own being. I attained, as it were, to the God of all gods, the Spirit Son, the sovereign of the sun spheres. Again came the voice, there is one, even the first, who has no beginning, who has no end, who has made all things, who govern all, who is good, who is just, who illuminates, who sustains. Then from the throne, there poured a great radiance, surrounding and lifting my soul by its power. Swiftly I moved through the spaces of heaven, shown was I the mystery of mysteries, shown the secret heart of the cosmos. This is the heart of our galaxy, this is where our God reigns supreme, and it is his seat of power and his light home. http://chandra.harvard.edu/photos/2004/sgra_radio.jpg. Swiftly I moved through the spaces of heaven, shown was I the mystery of mysteries, shown the secret heart of the cosmos. Hear you now the mystery of mysteries, learn of the circle beginningless and endless, the form of he who is one and in all. I will declare a secret to the initiated, but let the door be wholly shut against the profane. 3 is the mystery, that comes from the Great One. Hear, and light on you will dawn. In the primeval, dwell 3 unities. Other than these, none can exist. These are the equilibrium, source of creation, one God, one truth, one point of freedom. 3 come forth from the 3 of the balance, all life, all good, all power. 3 are the qualities of God in his light home, infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite love. 3 are the powers given to the masters, to transmute evil, assist good, use discrimination. 3 are the things inevitable for God to perform, manifest power, wisdom, and love. 3 are the powers creating all things, divine love possessed of perfect knowledge, divine wisdom knowing all possible means, divine power possessed by the joint will of divine love and wisdom. 3 are the circles of existence, the circle of light where dwells nothing but God, and only God can traverse it, the circle of chaos where all things by nature arise from death, the circle of awareness where all things spring from life. 3 necessities control all things, beginning in the great deep, the circle of chaos, plenitude in heaven. 3 are the paths of the soul, man, liberty, light. 3 are the hindrances: lack of endeavor to obtain knowledge, non-attachment to God, attachment to evil. The circle of light where dwells nothing but God, and only God can traverse it. http://chandra.harvard.edu/photos/2004/sgra_radio.jpg, that is his throne of fire. So what is his kingdom that he reigns supreme? He reigns supreme from our galactic center, and his kingdom is our galaxy. He has power beyond the comprehension of any man, and he calls it his word. His word is the power of his spirit force he does everything with. Part of that spirit is our soul. When you were a baby and you took your first breath, and that spirit entered your body. When we get sick or too old to live, that spirit will leave our body, and our body made of earthly things will go back to the earth. When we die, it is that spirit that leaves our body and returns to its source. The creation of a child in the mother's womb can only be conducted by the Spirit of God called the Word. It is God then that everlastingly governs all the sources of life in the cosmos. He is the eternal dispenser of life itself. But when life has once been dispensed to all the sources of life, the supply of it is maintained in accordance with eternal law, and the manner of its maintenance I will proceed to explain. And the cosmos is itself the dispenser of life to all things in it here below, and the place in which are contained all things which are subject to control beneath the sun. The movement is of the cosmos itself consists of a twofold working. Life is infused into the cosmos from without by eternity, and the cosmos infuses life into all things that are within it, distributing all things according to fixed and determined relations of number and time, by the operation of the sun and the movements of the stars. A secondary God, who rules the rest of the world, and illuminates all its inhabitants, animate and inanimate. If the world is an animated being which is, which has been, and which will be always living, nothing in it is mortal. Each of its parts is alive, for in a single creature always living there is no room for death. Thus is God the plenitude of life and of eternity, for he necessarily lives eternally. The sun is lasting as the universe, and governs perpetually all living creatures, being the fount and distributor of all vitality. In this way everything is created. The sun bestows on the immortals their everlasting life, and he nourishes the eternal regions of the cosmos with the ascending light sent forth from the side that faces heaven, with the descending light that illuminates the entire hollow realm of water, earth, and air. He enlivens and sets in motion birth and death. Wherefore the Father of all is God, the Creator is the Son, and the cosmos is the instrument of his creative power. His spiritual substance governs the heavens govern the gods, and the powers, which are appointed by the gods, govern men. This is the host of gods and powers. These gods are planets. This I figure is the eternal flame. http://chandra.harvard.edu/photos/2004/radio_radio.jpg. This ends the first part of my treatises. On to the second part.